Welcome to another SkaredCast Battle Report. Today we have the DarkEldar Coven of Urien Rakarth against none other than a DarkEldar army. We're here in Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario, and I'm facing off against Mike. Say hi, Mike.
Hey guys.
He's on mini wargaming forums known as Exandrate, and he's also on the Dark Shard forums, which is the Northern Ontario Gaming Portal forum. So, we're going over mission and deployment. As you can see, it's Dawn of War, and the mission is the Relic. Sorry about the lighting, but we make do with what we have. And on Urien Rakarth's side, I have deployed first, and I have 10 racks in a raider. There's 10 warriors over there with a Dark Lance and a Blaster in that ruin. There's witches in a Venom, 5 with Haywire grenades, 10 witches in a raider, 2 Talos with Timnate liquefy guns, Urien and his grotesques, and 5 warriors with a blaster and a venom. In reserve, I have 5 Scourge with 2 Haywire blasters. On Mike's side of the army, Mike, take it away.
I have 2 Talos, just straight, no upgrades. 7 grotesques, Aberration with Flesh Gauntlet liquefier, accompanied by an Archon, Huskblade, Shadowfield, and Soul Trap. Then also accompanied with a Homunculus with a liquefier, Kronos with all the upgrades here, 10 warriors, Blaster Dark Lance, 3 Reavers with a Heat Lance, 5 witches and a Venom with dual cannons, witches all have Haywire grenades, 10 racks, dual liquefiers and an Amethyst in the Raider, and then the beasts, 5 Chimera, 4 Razor Wings, 3 Beastmasters.
Okay, and the DarkEldar, the red DarkEldar, are going to try and steal the initiative in the sneakiest way possible. And no. They do not. That is a 1. We put a light up to try and help with the lighting, so hopefully that's a little better. The warriors moved up into the building. The raiders moved back, opening fire with Venoms, Taloses, and Raiders and Dark Lance. Killed the Reaver jet bikes, the Venom, 3 witches in the explosion, 1 Chimera, and the jet bikes. The witches are running away, and I killed all the Chimera with Venom fire. In retaliation, the DarkEldar will now move forward, and we'll see what happens after red DarkEldar, turn 1. The Cabal of Agony has moved up. The beasts on the far flank are now threatening the Coven's flank. The center pushed forward and shot at the Venom. 1 glancing hit saw hull point from the Venom gone. And all splinter weapon fire focused on the Talos in the middle and succeeded in putting 1 wound on the Talos. The Coven has shifted to the one side and put a lot of pressure onto the Beast Pack, killing 2 Beastmasters and putting 4 wounds on a Razorwing flock. They have fallen back, so they're going to see if they rally. I have also succeeded in putting a hull point on the Rack Raider, and it cannot move or shoot. Now note, it also affects the models inside of the Raider. In other news, both Talos has moved up, and the rest of the Venoms are now behind the building. The Razorwings and the Beastmaster have rallied. The Witches moved up and tried to charge into Urien's Raider and lost 1 to the liquefy gun. The Taloses and Kronos moved up. Both Talos focused fire into the Talos that was unwounded and succeeded in knocking him out. 1 Talos rolled 5 wounds. And the big block with the Archon and Homunculus have moved up 6 inches and are threatening the flank, and they have immobilized the Raider with the Witches. Urien Rakarth's Cabal has moved up. Well, his Coven has moved up. He has moved in, charged the warriors in the backfield, killed everybody. I was able to do nothing to the Raider with the racks in it, and the Talos field is charged. You need a 6 and roll a 5. I was able to, with double liquefy guns and Venom Splinterfire, take the Razorwings down to 1, and they're falling back right now, needing Snake Eyes to rally. And I was also able to string their deployment out to grab the Relic. But the Witches moved out and failed a critical charge against the Kronos, who gained itself a pain token with its flaming weapon. The Cabal of Agony's turn 3. The racks moved out, charged and shot into my racks, and I still have 5 racks left with an Amethyst, and he has 7 racks left with an Amethyst. We've both lost our liquefy guns. The raider moved up, did nothing to the other. Blew the weapon off of Urien's raider, doing a hull point. The Taloses and Cronoses moved up, shot at the Talos, putting one more wound, but he's still alive. And the big blob of death fired and killed all my witches with double liquefy guns. And now we're moving on to Urien Rakarth's Cabal, turn 4, and the Scourge have now shown up to the game. Very good turn for the Coven. The small unit of witches got out and charged into the other unit of Rax and helped them get out of combat. They have wiped them out by pursuing them and lost nobody in return. The Venoms, Raiders, Warriors all fired into the Grotesques, killing 2 Grotesques and putting 1 wound on the Homunculus. I boosted up this Raider to block some movement, and the Talos shot and moved into the Chronos, killing it, getting a pain token, and moving up to block the Death Star. The Scourge jumped down and succeeded in putting 2 wounds on the Talos that did not have Feel No Pain, but had 1 wound on him, so they got a pain token and killed the Talos. And then Urien Rakarth popped the other Talos and consolidated back 5 inches. Cabal of Agony, turn 4. The Lance blew up the Venom that exploded, killing a rat, killing 2 witches, killing 1 warrior, making the witches fall back. The Grotesques moved, shot 2 liquefy guns into Talos, failed to kill him, then charged him. The Flesh Gauntlet failed to kill him, and the Talos ran them all down after smashing 2 Grotesques. The Archon broke off from the main Grotesque unit, charging into the Urien's Pain Train, got challenged out by the Aberration, who died a horrible, hideous death to the Husk Blade, and they're staying in combat. So, with 1 Archon left and 1 Raider left, and the Relic in possession of Urien Rakarth's Cabal, the DarkEldar have emerged victorious. That's right. Either way, it would have happened that way. Mike has a couple of final comments.
Just kind of failed on the right side here. I put the Grotesques over there to kind of draw everything out and pick it up as it moved across, but Urien came over and kind of messed up this side. Losing the Beast was a big hit, and the bikes off the hop. So
yeah. Thanks a lot for watching. Of course, this was almost a fully painted game. It was pretty much fully painted on fully painted table and terrain. Thanks a lot to Mike for having me over here in Sault Ste. Marie, and for letting me play a game on the Traveling Wargamer. This is Skari. Make sure you stay tuned for the Tactical Corner right after this. Welcome to another Tactical Corner. So, starting with my list, we had a DarkEldar Coven. I switched out a unit of Scourge, put in 10 warriors with a Blaster Dark Lance. Now, against his army, the things that I needed to worry the most were the Grotesques and the Beast Pack. So, during deployment, I was able to make sure that the center of the board was relatively open, so that he would have to move out into range of my guns. And I actually deployed first, so I deployed centrally, just because I didn't know where he was going to go, and I didn't want to give him the opportunity to attack me from all sides. Now, I do feel that he deployed a little wrong. I would have put the big blocks in the middle, that Death Star that he put on the right, and moved that up the middle instead of getting bogged down in the terrain on the right, and then having his lighter units supporting the Relic. I was able to focus on the lighter units. Tactically, that was great, because it then meant that I put a lot of pressure on the Beast Pack, which was one of the biggest targets that I had, and then was able to secure the objective while sending some units to tie up the larger group of Grotesques. Now, the larger group of Grotesques was definitely the thing that I had to worry about the most, and there was a key moment that he made a mistake of moving his units up and then not charging the witches that were right there. Instead, he flamed them all to death, and in my turn 4, it was very hard for him to come back from the fact that I killed basically every single of his monstrous creatures and put a huge dent on his army, while being able to solidify my position and block the Death Star in. After that, he has failed charging at the Talos, saw them all dead, which secured me the win.